one more thing at this stage and going through this that we were just discussing. To the daily runners, telling you what the real, clearing for the situations, and while this all just we do, to the trend to giving some elemental knowing reality. And what this here happens, still on what you were briefed about Randy Kyle. You know, still the liars that I steal them, that they has rights, and there will be, for the case of, for them patriots, they will, they are Kirchners, Peronistas, United Evangelicals, Nazi patriot, Sodoma patriot, and the whole of them supposed expertized for the being what they says the whole, and the generalazos, Ejército Argentino, with the rest bodies, and the whole citizens, that they will be willing to taking anybody's lives and taking everything off for them patriot to be provided in the cost of no matter what, no matter whom. And it's exactly what we are going to discuss today. Kept on kidnapping our people and vulnerable states people, taking whatever elemental disasters and destructions and evangelicals, Sodom and Gomorrah, now delusioning the reality, what they and them bodies seeks for, that it will be me. That the Lord will tell them to put what they suffer at my person, that they will be blessed, because of I will be the guilty. And our Diablo's conscience that that is not true. That I will seek the predilectal, where exactly the term, male genital size on the glory for whatever to mean, that it will distinguishingly name me. At the reality for I will come for the my supposed sacrificial. That is exactly what they in them bodies tell us. Pedazo de diablo degenerados. Everyone that you know. Victims you got with Afim, what happens? The rest is exactly the class of normal integration, part of fit-in member, which naturally is the confusion of pretending to defense with a very judgment on the deflection of the reality, which has no purpose and no other but to keeping the continuing of the species of the hell to the making of the generations they do, for the supporting why they will be murdered after, and the stupid outsouls, because of cannot be told any other, pretends to making the defension of you shall not kill. And they get killed after and say, oh, the Lord is going to save after anyway. And for them, Lord is Lucifer. So let's put in the things in clear, and Adonai said other class of a situation. Here still are making the same and saying that I should be Plekim Boradas Bahmachali Kivisosheklaka Agarasmal, and Gibson the learning about making the same. Even what you just saw, well, I will make it back up, Melech Yeranas. Putting backdoors in my laptop an extra volume and trying to erasing elements and trying to put in others and trying to switching and counting for the PIDMC nomenclature on the DIC storage that I got my Toro and pretending inside putting some PMC shield cell for the supposedly will take everything off and saying that I will rub everything and they will identify. Saying secret of state and exercise for security. Now, the reality is I have the whole of the backup of the whole we've been doing, only missing is this new, that they says I'm robbing. Now, that's putting the things at the normal understanding. There are needs that sometimes are not really so easy to cover, and there are situations that are not easy to handle. But let's put in clear certain things which we deal on the trick nasty field about certain other that we can just establish on the reality of how to a hell animal not to let cross lines and we do not put exposition for our lives or any other, like we said. Preserve to preserve. Let's talk about this is what were happening. There were this term that I came on telling and I said, and you have this which the reason you asked me to make a fourth part. Reality is, we heard so oftenly that this víboras, because of our any other, like I told you, there's not facts to watch, but some class of phidias, klepimasim, and are dangerous than any kambatova or fasim or diamond or mamba negra. Are mortalist. The Kirchners, the Pernistas, the United Evangelicals, and every sick piece of them, whatever, you understand, whatever, whatever, however, whenever, whichever, to be around. Now, Blekimol Rabbi Fechliki Visvora Sechalevi Soshmatika Rasacheli Soshmati. Skolbletika Marrev Fragmentsech Livisosemasem Batvasam. Now, a Blekol Rabbi Fragmentsika Blekal Rafet Hu Ablesostachat Hidisim kept on making the same all around here. And the reality is, they use us, like we told you, anything to be a justifiable facade for anybody to justify and understand and saying, alright, I stand by and I'm gonna talk to them making, what is happening here? Especially if there is something which refers state, ethnic, patria, local law, or anything on community and rights of state. It's a very shelter for demons, a cavern for hell, but they use it every day. So we don't become that, and we won't. But the reality is to not let them take in conditions and possibilities like they turn to be to me. With them, diablos evangelistas, with the partner of the victims. Now, let's put in clear the realities this, which kept on making the same, and I have been sleeping here, like you saw. Slept terrible, and feeling really not so great, and with some clinics still. But still toward the reality and making my job. The realities I supposedly have been an EMPH all around, and that were also touched me for the coming to kidnapping people and saying, oh, he did. Well, now you're gonna hang on. Every day the same. And like that, the rest told that you were briefed. But I'm gonna keep some extra. Now, we have done some special which were instrumental for what it is medical engineering for medicine. And this kept on making the same hacking and trying to hack with 8,004 witches all around Europe and US and pretending to come to Israel to trying to guess up and hacking while and through to saying, we had all the time and they stolen us, no, you are going to have to pay to us for the damages to our nation. And while and through the Generadas, those Kirchners and Evangelics with Perros de Sodom and Gomorrah telling that Jewish population and anyone referred about me had been killed because of, they said, offended President Christina Kirchner. To being delivered into rape and murder with families complete and dispossessed, like kept on making this gang criolla, maleva, macha, mansa infernal, which gets really mansos, chilled out, whenever they just raped, murdered, and destroyed, and suppressed, and genocided enough, saying, we have the power, we are in control. The liars. That is them chill out and rest. They will be peaceful after the whole generations they got to do. Everyone. So the same evangelicals are the same class. So the reality is, for the putting in the idea is keep on making because of Christina Kirchner will keep on proceeding. And Macri will be just something to already premeditated, like I said, all in, already done. And I will destroy its career while never were really honest, no match for the making decency. And I suffered him while a local recurrent strolled this lacra reventada, then correo argentino, which were a lacra just like he had done. Making me in a work of 2 persons, making me in a very minimum salary working from 20 to 8, because of where reversed, 8 to 20, but you understand. The turning back hour, the turning back elemental, and carrying in a walk, and the perros evangelistas making trade with him, prince and carnivals, and I around the idea for like a slave, going and coming, que tenga fe. Si tiene fe el Señor le va a responder. And they in the middle to robbing everything that Lord wanted to give me. And were about to putting me in and jobs and positions while and through at United Nations that were requested for I to come since 1995. Now, were slaverer and were criminal, and we Jewish are not that. The situation is different and the reality is other. But this one, I suffered him, and this is not resenting a delusional, delirante diabla reventada, consider of knowing or identifying me or referring about my person or any other, no reality like, have you been having sex or meeting any one of them for the reason they do what they do to you? If I will ever have anything about anyone, the last thing that happens is to go to rape, murder, and destroying and ruining the life, or anything, or making up any class of a sickness in a crowded worldwide sickness associating to this perro of Sodom and Gomorrah with a federal suit or a military suit or whatever Kirchner's pretended of governmental luxury called prestige. Your crabness, instead your highness. Víboras infernales. Now, Robleki Magrebe Fecholtika Magrebe Fochaldespa, Aleki Magrebe Sosti Platica Ramahalim, Stopletea Rebe Fochaleki Magreb, as Fochaleki Susim, and kept on making him all. Everyone. Now, Slokegin Magrebe Fechol Latin Magreb Savam. And I had to be walking from Belgrano's place. How is this? To Flores place that I were addressed in, and at the next morning coming and supposedly I will receive it while the war and the manipulation and the eating of perros, prostitutos, criminales, brujos, evangelicals of brain, the coin on the, like the Sarepta's widow, said at the last coin, and Lord saw that and said, she put it more than you all, and suddenly she will receive the glorious little miracle. Put the last coins, and they were walking all around, and inside the slavery of Mauricio Macri. So suddenly the reality is, this land always done the same to me and to everybody, and thinks has rights to taking anybody's lives and making what they've done and keeps on making to me, saying for them patriot. So this is exactly the thing I say. This class is exactly for hell. And nobody has rights of nothing like this ever after, and neither perros nazis y Sodom y Gomorrah, which are with the Mechet y Babilonia. Creídos de ejemplo de moral, ejemplo de justicia, ejemplo de realidad, de respeto, de artes de enseñanza de vida y de cultura y de juicio y de coerciva supuesta obra de respeto y ubicación. Lacra masa de degenerados y abominados. Con el perdón de víctimas. Now, let's put in clear certain things and properly discussing this. Once we heard so often, like I was telling to you, because of Jewish, an American wants to taking our land away and everything we have. And they want some power, and the power and the business will be me. And saying that they have rights to possessing me and doing to me whatever they want, and keeps on making the teller the general job, saying that they are doing the video for whatever to congruentially will be seen and catched with perros evangelistas that keeps on serving the cause of Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, forgive the violence, please, a moment. Reality is, there is the clear fact of thank you fondly is exactly perfect, and you're faithful. And perfect. Amazing. Bon revach man sechal bikar refuchal mechadispan. Asleki mo refechal ditzim mo refechal givashim. Amblevesasim. Even blessing. Even. Yes. Perfect. Van refach man sechal bikar blofespar techla chamatem. In blogema refechim. Blegimo refech wat lakibo refechi visoshabtiva. הסופליקים בו רפך על המסווה שמה, ציקה מהחרפים. Sorry. You can see with a liti and a sham what is going on and what degenerados Gendarmería Nacional, Policía Federal Argentina, Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Policía de Seguridad Aeroportuaria, Policía Metropolitana, Policía Militar Argentina, Gendarmería Nacional, and Prefectura Naval Argentina, with Servicio de Inteligencia del Estado Argentino, Kirchner's Ministerio de Seguridad, Ministerio de Justicia, y Ministerio de Salud, and Justice Ministry pretends to say that they are doing, and I will steal that. By making the sick generations this land provides, which are Sodom and Gomorrah and their bodies. While I do reproducting right behind. We're on a break. Can we start over? No. Remba plegimagher spach halechimitash plegimagher ti and plegimagher saspishati. So plegimagher fogalekimagher sochal bespa. Όλα τχανίμια ρεφόγαλε της Παχλακίν, Universidad de Buenos Aires, UCES, UCA, El Salvador, Kennedy, Universidad de Palermo, Universidad de Belgrano, and UCES and Rofon. Maimonides? Are you too? Uflo, Morón, Lomas de Zamora. Any other? You come first and I stone you. Abominable masa de engendros podridos del infierno, criminales baratos. Sorry for this and sorry victims. Now, and I'm sorry the culture of Argentina stripping the worthy and the respectful one and destroying and kneeling for them to propitiating the reducing budgets and the whole of the normal access as normal elemental resource for the person to be showing the reality of the normal as the person is. Forgive me this, please. Skobletima refechua bledechmitachat vestishalekimo refechal. Atlevis borgaveth pigrevisat levisos plekimo refechmatsi misteslev atlaki roptabamachal kirosisim. So you hear. Nos quieren sacar la tierra y están conspirando permanentemente porque quieren hacer colonia de nosotros. That is EZ-XE-MOETAZIA. I want you to make me a favor with the context of the reality for who were at the best ever provider of information about this. That you wanted to do, not for a gamble thing and nothing to disputes or violence or any class of a situation. That is something you will handle and protect the people, like you always do. Your runners, and Melech, and Mr. Crescents. Now, the context of the reality to deliver into what this delivers and what it will that and skumatim undelivering what will this bring? True and lie, false and truthful, element for genuine and element for sickness. What is the blegim of You go to Torah and you read. Atlevim beravi ta'ochmati b'pleva hopas bi b'plei meravi sposheli ki miraves patlevi sosleki b'rabatet spopleki meravi parag sochoblev smanavesaf. Chatpleki meravi sam pleki soshim Adventurati Bamatem. And you go to Bible, and Bible says, Potleki meravet pofama blebiseradi, boravetati vigremetel ki visochadli, maraves pagali visochali ki virakafafad blebisasimavem. And you go to Fa'atur and click on, and you hear, Boramblebi matleki mohavad, blebisochomopleki baravista, levichomatleki redava, blebisochmati, borabetleki maravesaselisuf. And you go to Pepul, Vatika Maravesachma, Plevachmatam, and you hear Klekama Revipa Revibalidis, Potakima Reviplasika, Revetofam, Reblimi Revesport, Lekima Revesachab, Lechovatleki. And you go to Quran, and Quran says, Bakukublistishti, then Roplakimo Revipalides, Sovelekima Revam, Ishkobledikama Revefechol, Bedekpika Revesi, Roktafam, and will be the global, the catch tag for everybody as it's all the same at the end, the religious. Everyone delivers into the same. I want you to see something for me. The runes in Aflacha, that when these degenerates are trying to tell chat-making where would be found, and what would that be? We're done first. He's telling to us, we're not going to lose the power. This is going to be for we are going to, and we're killing everybody, and we're going to be supreme, like having everything. Sorry for this. I'm going to polish my acting. Acting will be, sorry, my acting. I'm feeling weird lately for the Masin, not drinking nothing, not taking nothing, just a regular, normal, right. So suddenly you found and starts to relating the complete Kim Pochati Marasim, and the language is EZ-XE-MOETAZIA. And I want you to understand which we have the alphabet and morphology, anthropologically, even, and you can see philosophically that klika boran bakaram svita machmandosh masi. Robleki verafog lebikam verafog lebisomati verafog adashnima adasheful adashkebe kavat amber rompavati kal retohaman abed blotika reibachal vesudim. Boran patleki maravesikala shikoborafachal visotleki maravesafim im blogi maravefachol letirafechalechvetim. Slu atakim boravefachol letirafachal chavatlevisosire galgima ravesacham. Atleviko ravefogat chamapleg maravesachubapleg ibachek pisvishti ala kura machal vekuat tebachavli vishpat arant chalekimisiштиви. Talet gobarem paramasok legimerav fochel visot legimerav das ishkalatika maropati desesh lekua lekarata chalakaropati rapubati koshekolatika beomrote kolachamatatika katlevisnosheti beoroti vitalegesnokoshlaka shelakim rumbam adavambor adavantash adavantashel Adavankavot, Adavantosh lakol rom ba'anatosher, anatokov, anatasum, atlekuborum, baspetesh tu utsel, kollaburapavata kalaram, spatashes le esher esheum. Gelekimeravefo, gelekimeravefach, gelekimeropatli, gaspatasho atishel, boramatlecma, halvesosim. Skotlet dan revefiki shil la kachalak antishili shil roti in bilisma. Then kapliko refach matesh ampleko rafechalish matesh adesotive kalechola sesher illu rattavam adesu adetekem. Al-chuli lak al-chubatul adeveshumat al-veshokul and mochmachal achmatevam. Now, bleo rarefa chal kiborefa chal besoshal chal tachalol indivispiti kachel kosmiti abechol achal amachal betoshim באולקטיקה מרחבי חולדתי בספלקים מרחבת מוף. And something which is exactly the plekim meravesim. You can see at the Plaza of the States at Chinibra town, where were the part of this degeneradazos to start making what they done. Government of the world. The pact for the Sodoma Gomorra, Egipto, y Babilonia. Kaplekim morave fachalak and reve fechul bladets makive. Roplekim morave fechulakibat lekim morhavespot levesasim. Shkalpi graba kalachachal avespotlikim morave social. Incompletim morave fochal betachivis oshekal chamatarim. Asetlovet taramba fachatikal chavat lechova blevesosera. What it delivers is the pleko rebechal bechmi radian vatforo blegi b'charesosim atlegim b'charesim. You read the Pact of Chenibra with the whole of the dim b'charesosim roblechimasim. But the problem is, you are not reading the Pact of Chenibra. I want you to take the files with Burmi and to read the 75th book. Once you read, you're gonna have the interluding, the prelude for the Plekim of Avesechti, and the interluding is gonna be delivering the Pact of Chenibra at the essential for what it were writing by the World's Council and the foreign fragments by Savam, which were in our old days. And I want you to hear that. And I want you to understand. We let the ones that goes around for will be the purpose of our power, and our power went through because of we will determinately show that we command, and everything will be at the disposition of we are and what we use for. But Adonai Kevin and everything belongs to Achai. With Amferlin Kamarelecham, Imbloves Faratechligish Mori, Halvesosim Badlese. Now, I want you to pay attention on this. All through history, we have been speaking for the icons of the disaster while it will be in the wisest ever history of humanity delivered for the supposed of the wisdom to rescue, and so, oh my God, what glorious. And we have been speaking about the abominables. Ramses, Nabucodonosor, Chercher, Mansaor, Parvot, Ribabim, Cherchar, where exactly, Rombablika, Macheresochel, Avesmotim, Bachalut, Aversu, Velutelu, Ambarom, Daratud, Estoshe, Rembavim, Caesar, Avelotar, Rostua, Calvenim, Bernin, Hitler, Peron, Schomberg, which were not Jewish, Sklimbergmer, were not Jewish and neither Germanian, and Griecher, which were from Germany, and Germany suffered him disgustingly, and Inchkatchelki, which were from Germany and suffered him disgustingly. That's in Germany and Europe. And from there on, we have the actual Kirchners, Chavez, Lulas, Banasu, Roffel, Melone, Pinochet, Castro, Balpati, are all the same class of Mason, and everyone pursuing the same and supposed worthy and popular dignitary element for the family, and are the sickness in person. And I'm sorry, victims, but ain't no difference. Now, I want you to pay attention, please, at the disc where I'm gonna picture for you. You read Plekma Revefechalitimi Rafachal runes. Blen Rabtimos Pedaki Boan Rabas Petashpika Maravasu. Like Koplekim Ravasi Rabafachal Hebetim Masefashefim Choplevam. What is foundable still, Babel. Ben Rob Ben Rabbi Ben Rob Devasmi runes. I want you to hear Charchar, Persha, Foklakor, Aramsti, Kalpechumat, Ampeshol, Rompik Patpliska Voram Peshoam, Fechula tivintaram pachal amveshut ropivan resim. I want to read it. Pial plekan revespika rompas pisminat skua plekivirim, fablevo ferrasi vasefula vush, keboramachaba halikim ad Atsamor. And he is at south of Athena. Hunos, Ben Romade and Toshmude. Fentlakim of Revefachalakim of Refu el Dishvaharetzim. And I want you to see at the Blek Miravispachmi Vasim. It is not in Blantan, it's not in Colosseum, it's the Imbayatu, Briskatia, Ben Rika Rechomatim, where Il Kaiser used to come into the making its pleasures, needs, for whatever this being, not talking or describably element for sexuality or sex, which everything were implies at the condition of he determinated. And you read at the blank robes matin, ban reti bankel robatlifas moramba farabidlakima robaforblesive, roblekima robesochlevisostlekima robespotle vesasesh, lakulakima robefechal bachabablekima robesogwat, ishkoblekima robesichalekigim. And I want you to come to Jerusalem. And you see at Idreti bet etz erofishev chamtive. And there is national treasure. And you read, Ben rivisman at secho bli ivitisha. Robli kamarefocham ablekimaresofam. Sleep teshlu adeptika revechumat seboplevis insher. Romachal ambachmi vaspesuma splaut. And I want you to do this for me. Adlesir Ramses Isis, Ramses Ibis, Ramses Avanu, Ramses Hamatu, Ramses Hamunadra, Ramses Komar. Blek Komar Ravesen Chavat Blach Masiva Shochla Kamar Ravefochal Besechalim, Remba Blek Maravesecha, Avlevesosim from the top until the last, in Blek Moravefachaliki Vesef. Shlokima Ravesim. And I want you to take periods. And I want you to see Jerusalem. Focus. Bentlikim or Refachalak and Bachalikim. Batle Ba'im. Re'och Bintzel Antishli Anrev Chople Rati Chopmar. There is the focus of Plekanri Baramchala Revesi Robertlin. And this is meaning. The one that ridden in Jerusalem, that were Adbim Rosmi. And whenever he ridden that, were specifically because of the word Malach in front of him. And it is exactly the Pelkika Ravechalchim, how to do it and the reason why. And once you read Plekimo Ravefachmir, Ravechiba, Blaveser, Revaplegma, Ravesba, Likama Ravefachal, Anser Rachalme, de Shelam, you're going to read, the mysteries of the enemy ain't nothing like the Plekimo Ravesacham. And we won't be Plekimo Ravefechiba Plekma Chalatim. The Plebos Shlakiba Ravecholak and Ravefechol Blatsimarem, Svel Visish Plekima Refach, and Besosim, Slemocharimini. And what we found is what you can read in Buenos Aires at Bilruptiva. You have the complete of the photos of what it is, the Ministry of Defense, Buenos Aires, Argentina. And you read, riding in a very mamposteria that still remains, you can see it with the inside cameras of security, the Antarctica 14, EV1. Plekoma Revefechoblatika Vachal Blechmir Revesochlakivash, Blokiva Revefogama Blekema Revesosim. You go to the room of the supposed minister in turn, Plekole Kivi Revefogamatler, Revefochalvikamakalachmat, Leviso Revitat Livisos Plekima Revesofim. And you go to the primer comandante en jefe prostibulario de Sodoma place, and you read, Tlekoma Revefochal Ekima Revefochal Visasim, Shkeplika Revefochal Bletima Revespople Visachalakam, Shkobleti Revefachim Machaval Blasikalek Arrovasim. You turn the plechmasim and read them pli vachman, pli vasher, pli machad, lechmatzimim, each of them, and you tell me what you see. At the same coding combat altar, herstelt. With this, let's put it in clear. They want to take in Egypt. They want to possess us like slaves. They want our richness. They want to empire. And Jews were saying, okay, we are fine, we're okay here. And they were under the spell of the destruction of the plague in the Harasim. We want what they have. And that clothing, and that gold, and that Gimbor Harasim divine thing, they don't have to have it but us. And we could have found out a way to take it out. Slavery, suppression, cannot leave, studying, Sodoma y Gomorra, Kirchner, Peronismo, Evangelistas Unidos, Ejército Argentino, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas Sur. We want that. They want to steal our land. They want to destroy us, Hitler. Because of we understand that this is something like we were asking to them jobs. They were taking money from our land, from Germany, and destroying our people, and also suppressing. And the reality were, oh, I don't like what you ask us, and I don't like what you do. We are working here, and we are making about the rules, about what we agreed. We are doing something. If anyone is making some wrong, we are going to fix the thing. But the reality is, we don't want that you to come to demand what we cannot give you because of we own the company and we are administrating here. How will we giving to you the command of our company for you to giving us the 20% and you to keep the rest? Because of your Germany, Nazi. And if you don't like it, you're going to be sorry because of you're going to know and you never accepted Christ. And it's no lie. They were destroying, they were robbing to the land. They were destroying our people, and Germany cannot deliver this class of disgraces that I want you to hear the plague on the rooms, plague Mahramab. They are destroying everybody and they think they are superior and they can denigrating us, and I'm going to show them that I am superior and I have rights to possessing everything because if I will be shall-like. Shall-like. Divine supreme. And they want to stealing our land and taking everything as glory we have, making those things that we cannot say to be something which not paganism. Maybe it's a class, a lack of sorcery around that thing that clothes around. Who knows what it is? But they want what they have. So they shall be the whole, the liars delusional, and they will ever taking. Son todo piola, criollos malevos. Perros de Sodoma y Gomorra, sorry for the word. Now, verglichen wir fechal betmicha de chalidisasim. Leki morevesech lechamatech lechamatziva shech lechamatavaspu ad pledesir, roteki morevechub letech macham, well, keeps them in the cemeteries. The generadazos. Sácale todo, sácalo ahora. Sorry for this. Víctoras infernales. Per chama chabletim. Implocumo refocablakimabana. Policía Federal, CIDE, Prefectura Naval Argentina, Prefectura Naval Argentina, Policía de Seguridad Portuaria, Gendarmería Nacional, Metropolitana y la Federal. Y Kirchners degenerados. Repeating behind me, repitiendo atrás de mí lo que digo. Reproducing. We thought first, this is going to be useful for and kill everybody and having money stolen to us, the business. I want to kill them and I want them to die, and ever after, everyone. Now, sorry for this. Pon revi chabam at sechad likim aravesir. Betlika marreve fochal abasmetika marrana. Anseglovi ramableka marreve fochal beti reve sochashvi amblegi morreve famam imbloto reve chalvisachti shpatechmativa. Amble rofachman sechalbiki reve foralegi vechashluchava blachman chavachposiv. Betliki marreve sam. Now, אם בלקים עורב פחות לתרחל בתם החלים, אם בלקים עורב פחות חמל, אם בלקים עורב פחות בסימין. סופלקי רב פחל ביתם, או בלקים עורב פח מציא על חבפלי רב פחל לגימיסן. בלקים בירת תחלה חבצר. סולטיש קילקי רב פחל לקים בוחרתי באנתססלוה תחמחה לגימיסין. שלוה בלקר רב פוחל חימת סנקלוקי ברתשפיקה רחל בסוסים. סלדש בוטק ומורפה עלתיק רובץ הסלוש מתי רפר סלו אטלקים בוחר פספה תחלה אנסש. דבלקים מרם פורר אחד לספוטש מקי רבצפת וסר. הבלקים רב פחול בעתיק המרת החלוש ועצימח לסר. Retachan. And like Morava Fachalim in Soban. And you see Ablege Robert Fochal Machal Chivitoshem Atvasan. Now, this were with this chronology as the behavior, which starts to say with them first, the same class, everyone, and repeating and reproducing what I'm doing here. To you, your runners, Mr. President, Melech, Kingdom of Israel, and everyone. Skoplekim or reve fochal bika, reve chobakim or reve fochal visasim. Ablekim or reve fechobletech, tarachal visoslikim reve sposhevim. So, blekam or reve fochal, chava bla an pas an sechol, blekim or reve fochal blesedafim. Stu atlekim or reve fochal kamat, ablevis fochal visasim. Inglekim or reve spasamat. And what this starts to say with the generados evangel soban, a bunch of Salam and a bunch of Babel and a bunch of Gamar and a bunch of Kirchners and a bunch of Nazi are all the same. So we're four victims. Is the Jewish are going to come and bringing after the thousands of years the whole of the disaster again because of they are going to start practicing because we know who they are. And the reality is Jewish are suffering this damn sickness all through history, like much others recognized as the worthy and ones which will put in orders and defend the clear fact of what it means to be a person, to be a human, to be a community, a nation, and some senses of respect, order, institution, and health, which it means being the real creation and not abominables. And not what this, which are the cause of this destruction that they are part of permanently to trying to bring for more genocide in a future projection. And even now for, let's avoid it for it to happen and give me its money and wanted to take my land. So, and they pretend with this being the defender or defenders of Israel and Jewish and saying, we have done this for you to understand we are on your side. Therefore, easy, let's come and we are going to F-word and kill like crazy with this. Besides the rest all you know. You gotta pay to us because he's stolen to us. And this is something of the nation we didn't allow. You gotta get in and we sue you. And you better come to Argentina so easy a rape and murder. Enfermedad maldita y degenerada maldita tierra. Y toda su maldita moradora víbora. Con el perdón de víctimas. Now, Fencrivi formatsikal rabaplekim o revesechal basfi iteshasim. Lekim o revefechu ablevesochpa and revesasim. Sli eshekal. Ablekoma revefoch adlektikam revefochal in soshmesimin. Now, Bendlika Mogrel Fachmatsikala Ravefochachim Ablevesosim. Skell på röve chodlekim och röve för skol chavatlekim, röve för adachlakam, inbot lekim och röve för ivishasim. Galplotika mar röve för chalbitaki chabachbar ramasoch livin spotem. Inbot lekim och röve för adashkar antzeblokim och röve för chalbesmotadim. Enshlekim och röve för chal, ina seshol, ina koval, arravaspu, atzesmotlechma. And there is, they will rob us, they will breach law, they will conspire, hacking and making anything, and the people, the only one that wants is being respected, justice, and to placing everyone and living and whatever that normal activity, normal living, and normal patrimony to be respected, which this never will, because of our hell and our criminals and our abominables and our intentional and conscience, and they need to share, and we will be the cake. Now, Kodleti marrefe chubati gamarrefe chodletish vatech marchalvas insanim. Kelbekrachivit pa tsesos likish varachalach madlevesos mitzish teaktika berofu atznish laki rapachal replaki marrefe chushpat laki marrefe chalchalat amashatzim. Beaktika marrevesni. This is something I want you to understand about Masonry. Always state keeps a shape and they raises voices and says something is because of already has the artifact, the element, and already the willing and ready about. And every time they put in evidence something controlled for no press because of they wouldn't do no tenement, but they hide them for not everybody to think and how to suppress and control and domain the collective reality of what CITO-ECHEAMEZIA, which is not English. Elemental reality for inductive, conductive, one runs everyone, the sense of pack, which human is not. But community, the sense of collective fear and senses of one is running, what happens? Everybody runs. Let's get out. Except the ones that wants to understand possible prey or possible offender. The front lines, which studies for reducing as well. Now, Bleki morre fechuad leki morre fach lachamat ligi dispot leki referchuad lebesostide. Skleki morre fuchtika lebespoktika morre sechlak. Ish kompletika morre fuchal betach machal betishel. Replika morre fichtis vid leki morre tochtish bat ligi morre fechuad lebesosim. Skleki morre fachta karata sishlatika ram. Ad besosol arre spot. Incompletam refuchal chavaplekim retech shishpa incompletim refuchal bespatech lacham. Whatever element you're using in enemy with them and around para any human reality you provide and what you never seen either at Osku as well kaplekim revedan they would already be ready for. Hitler set up legacy and heredity which you see them. And Ramses and everyone else. And they always remaining were because of war and who protected them and who opportunistically taking from them and who put it in the middle for this to not be exterminately over. And were permanently the same all through history. And once Adonai put in death, and death and death and death, whatever to be found, death until exterminating the breath, even the goddamn excrement, there were always some apleki machare fachalki macharesim. Now it's my turn. Fobleki machare fachalki bachare fechol batika maram bafachleki rabechuat zibaplekim. Where is the sense of conscience and how to deliver the reality? Ishlekom moren, but plekim arves ochnish vasem, imploves part and plekim arves anshasem. Σκοπλέτικα ρεφαχάλχελίκα μαγρεφοχάλ δισπότεσλε, incompletam rofachil aravesul avesosel, ben rofchalachman amaspeki refochla ancesti, ben rofachalchmat lakim oravas ishpetika, fuat leki refochal chalakmachatechlachabad levisosim. Ben klikim oravefochal lakim oratachlach asher, tsebuat, tselkubat, tselkolor adastash, in separam an se votalukush et teshuv bore parveti ravitishti its am baramachalgi format. An selkobat ligim aravefoch adashni. Like ligim aravefachul, that they maravespach legi aravechu abletachpia keshmatlach anderespi. Se slot the shell kabaravefach adachlika maravesu albeti maraves oshtivi. Ramachan. They need to focalizing, stress, putting the do you believe, the reality of the accent of abductive, corruptive, confusion, and focus. They are, and we can show you. And whatever element for there to focusing to be working for the cause of what they premeditate, which will be suppressed irremediably, putting apart and putting time up and the fences for they to disposition taking for any one court for less humanity, and they to be, I want what you got, I want who you are, and I am not gonna let you be because of it gotta be me. And through this delivers anything at the artifact already premeditated and trained for, to positioning, citing, and suppressing, destroying, and confusing, and obstructing whatever element like, we are superior, we are supreme. While the people will ignore what will happening and the ones to know to be at the edge of the death. Which is exactly I done it first as well. And he's rubbing to us and we're doing it, he thinks he does. We need medication, you own us. And you gotta come here and we have rights to afford and kill. And we are the government of the world, the hellry, degenerados. Now, really conscious and intentional, Feklikim erarefujal beatikam erarefujal chabat blasim. Esluki erarefejual lediremet pachale chabes konsheptiva. Elekim erarefujal kim erarefoj ishvasem. Now, all through this, we found the blekim moravefach libis pater la karhavesim. Shlekim moravefachod bletim moravespach ad chalin chede chifad ish kompleting al morovach la chilitos matlevisefem. Ish blekim moravesim. And it's history. We are not talking about religion. It's history. And we see it through this day, and through this day we understand it's history. They are making domain over any element to bring and profaning techniques for the making what they are living off, like they accuse us to be, like they want to take our land and conspire us, so we have rights for fighting for the well and justifiably, but you cannot be doing such a thing. But I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna tell you, everything is already premeditated and understood and shown and studied for everybody to be entertained enough. So they predates and makes what they says, like Paris, and like Europe, and like Admai. Skobledim marafechod bledim marafach legispocham chalbesot devis marafsim. Ishkobledika marafechal chamatam. Seklakim, the bodies you have been birthed here, part of, member. The condition of I make you the hand up, body, command. Remoplech masim, let's killing them all, because of Mestok and Star Patriot. And the opportunistic degenerates, making inside and are degenerates. And really serious, dangerous ones. Conscious and intentional. Foplekim moravefoch bachal amaravesire vesotleim. Shkopletim moravefochli dispaktika machatachlam. The para artifact is for the whole of the range as human, Kaban, all as human means nation, government, institution, life, and any other. They will be found in everything, and this is not for paranoia, but we we understand how we proceed. You understood and knew as well length of times which any different than any weird and you corroborate is okay. Okay, you corroborate it. Once you are not sure and you see too much difference, remember Paris, like I said. So, abletica revefochalika marevefochalve somlatletisvats. And this is the thing. Shlenki morevefachmatim. Slovesvel. Bemblika maram. Shlopira vospiv. And happens. Buan leki morevefochalma bleka marevefachua blevesotletisva. Redachliki mirevetashpot leki marevefochaliki masivim. Slobedlika marevefachlim. Mablevachmati. Bobleti mareves. Sechlaka. Rebabliki mareves. Boblevisatliki marevefoblevismaternati. Legi morevefachwatim. Bedliki morevetmaseshe. Leki morepachlivisostia. Redachibot. Legi marevachlakimi. Tachmate. Sosleki morevefachlakimi. Soklakim. Rebableki maseramati. Blodet perhavespoklaki marevesochlakim. Shekliki marevespi. Kambachamatse. Badleki kishta. Rebableki marhabdi. Bochamableki marevesechliki marevesi. Robleki marevesasi. Bablezasoshpi. Akevabam. Skobleki marevefechiliki mirevefochaliki bisobleki maremesim. Also plebisti, kalkiba revefogmat, levisika lechoshpaka marevesim. Oplevant, leki marevesechalaki mosevam, selista, rebata, asekumotlek marevesim, especially patleva. Robleki marevefochalbita, rematlechmatzi, boplevesish, kompletim, mechetish, ansebatus, marevesim. Robleki marevesafechamat, levisati, adli lo, pa, mechleki chapzia. Bleki mi, ko. Betleki morevefachalki, merevespot plasima, boremapleki morevesechliki visachlakam. Don't siba tikoma revesichama plevesiba plevesachab blemis antashta. Kelchama pleki morevesechiba blevis omsasha. Bumpleki morevet paretechava blevis ostia. Ampleki morevefochalchava klikama sushba, betlakim, alto shekover. They were already willing and testing as much as non-failing and as much as non-losing. How to word, they just got to be forwarding and whoever to be at when the time and test us the next time out while predates the mass and volume element until weeks enough and keeps on proceeding and keeps on moving and keeps on making and for words. Wants to take in the land is for our patriot. They were doing this to us. Buddy, I help you, come on. And the purpose is no patriot, no land, but sickness. And everybody at last, which will be the clan, raped and murdered because of they says I got you after. Gotta fight. The only purpose is Egypt, Ramses. That is the core. Hitler, we're doing the same. These are Hitlerians, yes, and we're Gemorrevesim, Ramsipa. And them evangelists are the same. Foplekimo reve foplekimo reve sachlakar iskolepikar reve chuba plebesmont radich matlakino chovesostima plevim. The core will deliver the plekimo reve spachalaki fachal chmaplevisirim vaspecinim. The glory of all glories. Have you seen? Oh my God! But the roots speaks about lots of foplekir as a wonderful thing. The secrets of Egypt were a quest for millions, and 70% were this, and the rest were between manipulative and others with the simplicity of the fascination, and others because of wanted to being around making a career and saw the core, which were marveled for the reason of the appreciation of what it meant and what it were, and how it would be then. And never, and no one, and not of, got at the reality society for what appreciably were, but abominable. Now, Chopleki magrafechal batsechimiki rafefuchel visosleki, ampleki magrafechal baspin and katcheli